Hey, first period. So a couple of things. This video is going to be significantly shorter than the first one because I'm not walking through everything. I did want to go over what classwork looks like. Some things have moved from Wednesday to Friday because they're kind of moving with you throughout the week. So anyway, we'll go over those things. So first thing, you have already by now found the March 20th check-in with the video. This is Friday, March 20th. So you wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't already find that. So a couple of things for Friday. All of the stuff that's posted here is stuff to help you. These three things here are the things that are ultimately due by Friday. So you'll notice that navigating the story has moved from Wednesday to Friday. You are still working on that second column, which is rising action. If you get it done by Friday, you are more than welcome to press the turn in button so you on your end know that you did it and it's done. But you don't have to. So that's kind of up to you. I'll leave that up to your discretion. The reason why you don't need to officially turn it in is because we're still not finished with that document. And so we still have 2 more columns left that we'll pick up after spring break. And then, I'll go in and do all of those grades. So you're welcome to turn it in so you can wash your hands of it. That's fine. If not, it's all right. I can still go in and see things. Curiosity exploration number 2, that document, that is due Friday. I don't know why it says March 30th. That's interesting. Nope. That is due March 20th. And it is due at 11:59. So, there we go. You guys got to see behind the scenes look at Google Classroom. Okay, so your curiosity exploration document due Friday. If you're watching this on Friday, it is due today. It is due tonight before you lay your head down on that pillow to go to sleep. So before 11:59 p.m., please. And then the last thing that is due is your essential question number 2 classroom discussion. So you should have already done an initial post. We'll talk about that in a second. If you did not do an initial post, you have some catching up to do. And then you also are going to need to do some responses for Friday. And again, if you're watching this on Friday, these things are due today. So, couple things about the form, and then I'm going to walk you through the checklist, and then that should be about it. So if you click on the form, which you have already done, you're going to check yourself in. You are going to watch this video. This is the old one. It'll be replaced with the new one. Important thing, guys, please watch it all the way through. If you're at a point right now where you're like, nah, she's just going over the basics, I get it. I received many emails over the last couple of days that were asking questions that were answered in the video. So please watch the video all the way through. And then you can say yes. Don't lie. Just say yes. So you get to this next part. There are 4 boxes here for things that you understand, that you know that they are due no later than Friday evening at 11:59 p.m. First one is that you need to be finished or halfway through with your book, be finished with your required reading for the week. As a friendly reminder, if you click on essential question number 2 under the classwork tab, you will see your books here. This is your EQ2 document. If you click on that document at the very top, it will tell you how far you needed to have read. So by the time it's said and done, it's halfway through the book. So that's where you'll find that. Second thing, make sure that you press the turn in button, your curiosity exploration number 2 by Friday at 11:59. 3, you understand that you need to have that second column of navigating the story completed by Friday evening. I've gotten a handful of questions on a couple of those questions. I think I answered most of them. I might have not answered all of them. If you were one of those people that you had a couple questions and I somehow missed you, please post that question in this form or email me. Or if you want to do a chat, we'll do a chat and we'll talk through it a little bit. So, and I apologize if I missed you. There have been lots of emails last couple days. And then the very last part is that you understand that you're going to need to reply to 3 classmates in the essential question 2 classroom discussion that is in Google Classroom by Friday. So let me walk you through that process because it's the only thing that is really different from the last time you checked into class. So we'll go over to our Friday, March 20th section in Classroom. So essential question number 2, this is the question that was asked you. Your view is going to look a little bit different than mine, but I'm going to go ahead and click on view question. So you're going to see that people have been posting their responses here, which is awesome. This is what I like to see. There are a handful of people who have still not posted their response. 10 people to be exact, yikes, which is half the class. Those people are going to need to do a little bit catching up. So a couple of things that you want to make sure that you do within your response. You want to make sure that you have let us know what book you're reading as well as what question you answered. If you need to go back and edit your response, you have the ability to do that. So for example, Collier has said, Animal Farm, he answered number 3. Grant has provided the question and he said Animal Farm. So some of you guys have, Brooklyn, great job. So a handful of you guys have not posted what the book is that you're reading and the question that you answered. So please go back and make sure that you do that so the rest of us know what's up. In the meantime, you will see that there is a reply button underneath people's responses, which is where this next part comes in. So I'm going to go back to Classroom real quick and go to classwork. I'm going to show you the checklist slide that's going to help you navigate through these replies. So if you're like, wait, I can't remember what she said again, this is where you want to go. So this is our final checklist for before spring break, just reiterating the things that you should have done already from last class, as well as the things that you need to make sure that you do before you go to sleep Friday night. So this is this third thing here. This is the respond to your classmates. This is the part that's important. So you need to respond. You need to have 3 kinds of responses. Okay, so you should have a total of 3 by the time you're done, that you've replied to 3 different people. Your responses need to be more than just, I agree with you, or I disagree, or that was a good response. Thank you for sharing. That doesn't add to anybody's understanding of anything. It doesn't show that you're critically thinking about anything that you read. So you want to make sure that you are thoughtfully responding to people, that you are being respectfully critical of their response. So please, by all means, feel free to disagree with others, but make sure that you're respectful about it and make sure that you're walking us through the process of why you disagree. So if you disagree, what are your reasons for disagreeing? And can you walk us through that process? Can you provide some support or some justification for that response? So make sure that you're thoughtful. Make sure that you are still respectful, but you can be critical. There's nothing wrong with that. So don't make a claim without supporting your answer. So don't say something like, well, I disagree with you, and then not back it up with anything. Or don't say, I disagree with you because of this, and then not fully explain it. Make sure that you're explaining yourself. So the idea is that your responses should be adding some insight to this, to your book, to other people's books. You're incorporating new and different ideas. You're helping us to think differently about things. You want to add something valuable to this online discussion. So think of it as a little bit of a more formal sort of structured Socratic circle. Okay. So your first response needs to be to someone who has read the same book as you or is reading the same book as you. So for example, if I let's pop into this discussion real quick. So it looks like Madison is reading Animal Farm, so she'll want to make a note of that there. So let's say I'm reading Animal Farm. Madison could be my one person that I respond to that's reading the same book as me. Okay, so now if I'm reading Animal Farm, that also means that I haven't read Henrietta Lacks or Audacity. So what I want to do for this next part, and again, if you go to the checklist, it's going to say read 2 other people's posts who are reading the other 2 books that you haven't read. So you need to find 2 people who are reading the other 2 books. So if I'm Madison and I read Animal Farm, I need to find one person who's reading Audacity so I can respond to them. So like Emily would be a perfect person here because she's reading Audacity, which she wants to make a note of as well. And then I also need to find somebody who has read or is reading The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. So Brooklyn here is doing that. So I could respond to Brooklyn and her thoughts on The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. So you don't have to have read these books to understand how people are responding because these are sort of opinion-based questions, and you're kind of getting a little bit of enough context that you can kind of understand. If you get to a response that like you want to respond to something, but you don't have the full context of what they're talking about, you're more than welcome to include within your response, like, this is what I'm guessing you meant, but I'm not sure because you didn't provide enough context in your answer. Could you expand on this for me? So anyway, and that gives the person the opportunity to kind of expand a little bit on their own response. So you'll have 3 responses, 1 to a person who has read the same book as you, and then 2 other people who are reading the other 2 books. Okay. That's the trickiest part that you guys have for Friday's class. But I think that should be about it. So let's go back to classroom. Let's double check, make sure everything's good. So you're checking in your video. This, the final checklist is this slideshow. So again, it will tell you what was going on with last class, as well as what is going on for this class and what is due before you go to spring break. I know that some people have been using this time to catch up, which is awesome and wonderful and amazing, and that makes me really happy. Ideally, as long as you're all caught up before you go to spring break, you can have a really great, relaxing spring break and not have to worry about anything. If you're getting behind or if you're not completing things, that is problematic, especially since we've had this whole week at home to get things done. So make sure you're using your time wisely. If you're spending a handful of hours to knock things out to catch up, then make it happen so you can enjoy your spring break. All right. So our discussion is that last really big bit, and then you're going to make sure that you turn in curiosity exploration too. So navigating the story, you don't have to formally turn in, but that second column does need to be complete. So the very last thing with your Google form as you go through this, friendly reminder. So if you have a couple questions, throw it in. But the very last thing, I was getting a lot of emails with people that, or not emails, some responses, people are saying, yeah, I have some questions and I want to talk things out. So the way that it works, I go into Google Hangouts and I create a conversation with you, and it will send, like Google Hangouts will send you an email with a link that is inviting you into that conversation with me. So that message chat, we're not doing video, but just typing. So there were some people that said that, yeah, they had some questions and they wanted to talk things out. And so I sent them an invite, and then it was crickets. So I don't even know that the invite was ever officially accepted or clicked on. So please make a note, if you if you honestly want to chat, I'm more than happy to do that and explain things as many different ways as I need to. But just make sure that if you click yes, that you are checking your email so you can click on that invite link when it comes in. If you're saying yes and then you're like doing other things and have walked away from your computer, that doesn't help me much. So I want to help you. If you need help, make sure that you're checking your email so I can help you. Other than that, I think we are good. So if you have questions, let me know, email me, all the things. And that's it. That's it. Hopefully I will be able to see you guys normally post spring break. And if not, we will continue on and learn through this process as we go. So that's about it. See you guys on the other side of the screen.